Hi everybody and welcome back to another video from Evolve EdTech. My name is Tristan and thank you so much for joining us for our Jamboard series, looking at 20 Jamboard templates that we have created that are available absolutely free for you from the Evolve EdTech website. So today in this video, we're going to go through and look at two of our templates because they're both the same template. They've just got two different designs because I just thought I'd be a bit more creative. Whether or not they're both creative is completely up to you to decide. And we're looking at the good old KWL table that we've probably all used at some stage in our lives as students or even as educators. So we're going to go and have a look at that and how we could use it in our classrooms. Anyway, welcome if you are new to these video series and this video series. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Tristan. I am the person behind Evolve EdTech. Thanks for joining us. Before we get into looking at the Evolve EdTech website, just a quick reminder, if you haven't done so already, I would love it if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It will make me so much more confident in being able to create videos for you and to be able to share my love of EdTech with you and pay it forward. So please go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is Evolve EdTech on YouTube. Share it with your friends, family, or colleagues, and let's spread the Evolve EdTech love. Right, let's go to the Evolve EdTech website, evolveedtech.com. It's rolling down the bottom of your screen just there. So it is going to hopefully become a really great resource for you where you can go and find a whole heap of things that you could use in your classroom. Lots of videos. I've got Wakelet collections. I've got infographics. We've got the Evolve EdTech podcast. All right, there'll be new episodes of that coming soon. There are some live broadcasts and live streams coming later in 2021. So they'll be monthly at this stage. So go out and check the Evolve calendar on the website for that. So many things are happening. But today we're looking at the KWL Jamboard template that we have created. So let's head to the Evolve EdTech website. We're going to scroll up the top here to Evolve Resources. Just hover over Evolve Resources and then just make our way down to Jamboard and click on e-collection number 1. There's nothing in e-collection number 2 at this particular moment. There will be resources and Jamboard templates at e-collection when I create them. Okay, so please don't stress if there's nothing in e-collection number 2 when you're watching this video. If you're watching this in the future and there are things in e-collection number 2, woo! So this is where you will find our 20 Jamboard templates, our initial 20 Jamboard templates that we have created. Each Jamboard template is available in 4 colors. It is blue, green, red, and yellow. All right, and you can go and mix and match or just choose one color. It's completely up to you. So when you head in and you go to our template accordion styled page, you will see the 20 templates listed. They are in alphabetical order so that they're nice and easy to find. And you will see an image of the template, a little description, and then the links to be able to download those. Now, when you download those templates, you are going to need to make a copy so that they go into your workspace, into your drive, so that you can manipulate and use them. I'll show you how to make a copy if that's something that you haven't done before. So just stick with me and I'll show you how to do that. All right, today we're looking at the KWL, the good old KWL. What do we know? What would we like to know? And what have we learned? Okay, so it's an activity that we can complete at the beginning and an activity that we can complete at the end of a unit of work, all right? So it gives us a little bit of option and a little bit of scope to be able to see what the students already know, adjust our teaching based on what they want to learn, and then evaluate what they've done at the end. This could almost be a pre and a post assessment of learning. So it could be a really great way to evaluate what our students have learned throughout a particular unit of work that we might be completing with them or studying with them. So today I've actually got 2 different KWL templates here. I'll show you both of them to start with. So this one here, let's go in and I'll just I'll open them both up for you so you can have a look at them first, and then I'll go and explain and give you some examples with just one of the templates. So this is the first template. This is the blue version that you can download if you'd like to use the blue version. Just waiting for it to appear. There it is, very slowly. There is the first KWL chart there. So our what do we know, what do I want to know, and what I learned, okay? What have I learned throughout a particular unit of work there? So that is the first template there that we have available. Let's just head back to the Evolve EdTech website and have a look at the second template. And I'll actually use that first time, which will mean I don't have to press the back button to go back to the Evolve EdTech website. All right, so once we've gone back to Evolve EdTech, there we are. All right, so that was KWL number 1. Let's go to KWL number 2. And what I'm going to do this time is I'm not going to just click on the link. I'm actually going to right-click on the particular color that I'm after. Let's see if this wants to play nice with me today. I think it's having a little bit too much happen to it. All right, let's scroll down. Let's go to KWL number 2. Nope, it's not playing nice. Let's give it one more turn. KWL number 2. There it is. It's opened up here. So rather than clicking on the link, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to right-click on the link, and I'm going to, oh, no, that's not what I want. I'm going to right-click on the link, and I'm going to actually open this in a new tab. So it's actually going to open this template in a new tab in my window, in my browser, so that I'm not actually opening it in the current tab that I'm working in. So it's a really great way if you have a website that you want to look at, but you don't want it to open in the tab that you're currently working on because you want to use that particular resource or website. Again, right-click, open in a new tab. So let's go have a look at this particular template. So this is template number 2. It is virtually the same. Obviously, the design is just a little tiny little bit different, not greatly different, but the premise is exactly the same as the previous template that I showed you. So this time it's just a little bit bolder, it's just a little bit more of a solid color there. So what do I know? What do I want to know? And what have I learned? All right. So if we are going to go and download our template from the Evolve EdTech website, all we need to do is head up the top. So you can see the blue share button here. Next to it, we've got 3 dots. I call them the magical dots. Other people will call them other things, but I'm calling them magical dots because they provide a whole heap of magic once we click on them. So click on those dots and we are going to go down here to make a copy. All right, so we're going to make a copy. It's going to put it into our workspace, into our drive so that we can use this again. And it's also going to provide us with the Jamboard tools over here on the left-hand side of our frame that we can use to manipulate and complete this particular activity. So that is why it's really important that you do actually make your own copy of this template. So once it's appeared, there's a couple of things that you could do with this, all right? We can complete this, perhaps maybe we're controlling it as the teacher and our students are providing us with information and ideas, especially for those first 2 columns. And then obviously maybe for the third one, again, we're finding out what our students have learnt throughout a unit, okay? There's a couple of ways that we could do this. We could use the sticky note option. I do love the sticky notes. So we could be writing our examples in our sticky notes. And then when we have a collection of sticky notes, we can just move and manipulate them into the relevant box in the table. Or we could go down here and we could use our text box, okay, pop our text box in, and we could just be writing and adding ideas in our text box. Really 2 very simple ways if we weren't actually control it as the teacher. If we're getting our students to be part of this particular process, I'd probably be getting them to use the sticky note. So choosing a sticky note color, putting their ideas in. You might have to be careful because it might run out of space. It's not a great deal of space, but it might run out of space, especially if they have really complex or intriguing ideas that they want to share there. So you might want to maybe get students into groups or pairs to complete this initially, and then maybe you consolidate all the ideas together at the end to have a controlled KWL chart that you can share with the class. So that's one way that you can use this particular KWL chart. Now, what I've done is I've actually gone and created a couple of examples to show you how you could use this in your classroom. I think you could definitely use this from the younger kids all the way up to the older kids. So I definitely don't think it's restricted to just one particular group of students. It goes across all different learning areas, different subject areas, and there's what you can do with this is pretty impressive and amazing. So I'm going to go to this one here, and I've selected the green KWL template number 1. All right, so I'm going to start with my second one first because I wasn't organised. All right, so this one here, I've thought about this a little bit differently, and I thought maybe some younger kids, some of those primary, elementary type kids and students who are just starting out. It might get a bit complicated as I've moved through this, just to show you what you could do. But maybe to start with, we just put in images. So we just put down, in this particular case, but maybe we're looking at African animals. So maybe we've just gone and we've just found some examples of African animals that we know. Okay, I'm not saying that all students are going to know these particular animals, but we could go and see what they know. All right, so they go and find images and they pop those images in there. Then for the W, what I want to know. So I've just got the students, and this is just made up, remember, but I've just got them to put in a sticky note. So they've written some questions, or maybe they've given you some questions, and I put them onto the sticky notes because I think they look really cool, and I think they're just really fun. Okay, so you can go in there, you can manipulate them. All right, we can probably make these a little bit smaller, all right, so that we can get a whole heap of questions from our students in there. And maybe they are the driving questions that drive the unit, that drive the learning, that drive the inquiry throughout the topic. So you might be able to use these questions to help you with your planning. And then for the last column here, I've just put in a normal text box. Maybe I've just got students to provide me with something interesting that they've learnt throughout the unit, and we're just listing them there as essentially dot points, just singular points, and hopefully by the end we come up with a nice list of new or interesting things that our class or our students have learnt throughout the unit. So we could use some images, we can use the sticky notes, and we're just using the text box here to show what our students have learned. So let's go to the other one that I've created. So this one is just, again, it's on ancient Egypt. It's something that we would do here in year 7 with my particular school. So this could be, again, a class-based KWL. We could be individualizing it, getting every student to do their own first, or maybe we're getting them to do it in teams and pairs, and then we're coming back together and seeing what they know. I've just used the sticky notes again and just popped those in there. Really cool, really simple, really fun, really interactive and engaging, okay? Doesn't require a lot of preparation from you, all right? But it's a really great way to have a look and see what our students know. So there's just 2 very simple ways that we could use the KWL in our class, whether we're using it together collaboratively to start with, whether we're going to use it individually and then come back collaboratively, and then maybe we're going to do it, complete it collaboratively at the end to see what everyone in the class has learnt throughout the unit, the module, the topic, the subject that we are studying. Now, I will show you a couple of really other handy features of Jamboard. So these here are called the frames. All right, you can have up to 20 frames in a jam. So just be aware of that if you'd like to provide a frame to every student in your class. You might have to create a second jam, but that's okay. It's not going to be too hard to manipulate it after that. If we head up here to the top and we expand our frame panel here, we can actually duplicate our frames. So if we click on the 3 magic dots and we go duplicate, we can duplicate those frames as many times as we desire. Now, just a word of warning, Make sure you duplicate them if you want to duplicate them before you add content to them, because once you duplicate them, it will duplicate everything that's already in the frame. So you can see that here in this example from frame 2 to 3, it's just duplicated everything that's in there so far. So just be aware of that before you start duplicating, because otherwise students are going to have to go in there and they're going to have to delete a lot of things. All right, time wasting. It's going to be frustrating. So please make sure that you duplicate the blank template before you start your particular activity if you're getting students to complete it themselves or in groups. Now, if you want to share these with students, we can do that. We can head up to our 3 magical dots here in the top right-hand corner. Click on that. We can download as a PDF if we'd like to, and we can download our frames as images if we want to chuck them in a Google Slides document, if we want to put them in Docs, if we want to put them in Google Sites, if we want to put it into Classroom, if we want to email it to it, if we want to print them, however you would like to download and save them, that is available for you there. So PDF and saving the frames as images so that you can go and manipulate those later on with your students. So the good old KWL chart. So I'm just elevating it from just being, you know, on the board, having students just write it in their books. Now we're doing something digital, all right? We're using those very simple, very basic elements of Jamboard. We're using the ability to add images if we would like to. We're adding sticky notes, which I think is really cool. We're using text boxes. We're showing what they know, what they'd like to know, what they've learned, and we're providing it in a way that is definitely developing that technological capacity, being able to use these very simple skills to communicate and express ourselves critically, clearly, creatively, and as a collaborative community. So that is the KWL chart from Evolve EdTech, the template that we have created. Remember, there's 2 versions of the template, so you can choose whichever one that you would like and use that in your classroom and see what your students know. A great way to start off a unit, a great way to see what students have learned, and a great way to guide what you focus on in your particular unit throughout your time teaching it to your students. Well, thanks so much for joining us for another one of our videos. Before we go, I just want to remind you again about our YouTube channel. So please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Please share it with your friends, your family, your colleagues. I would love for more people to come and join the Evolve EdTech family and help us pay it forward. And don't forget that you can go and access all of those templates on the Evolve EdTech website, evolveedtech.com. They're all free and they will always be free, available for you there. And one last thing, get social with us. We'd love for you to join us. We do have a Facebook page. We do have Instagram, and I am more active on Twitter. So please come and join the Evolve EdTech family and be part of our journey. Well, that brings us to the end of this video. Thanks so much for staying with us. Stay tuned. There's more videos coming out with more of the templates. Plus, you can go back and have a look at the previous videos at all of these 20 templates that we have created in e-collection number 1. Well, my name is Tristan. I am the person behind Evolve EdTech. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, stay safe, everybody.